How to build multiple income streams without quitting your 9 to 5. What if I told you that your 9 to 5 job, the one you think limits your income, could actually be the key to unlocking your financial freedom? That while most people are grinding harder for promotions, the real winners are quietly building multiple streams of income behind the scenes, turning their job into the foundation of wealth instead of a cage. Because here's the truth. You don't need to quit your 9 to 5 to become wealthy. You just need to stop relying on it as your only source of income. If you've ever felt trapped, underpaid, or afraid that one paycheck could vanish tomorrow, this video is your turning point. Because today, we're going to build a system for freedom, one that works even if you're working 40 hours a week. Stay until the end, because I'm not just going to show you how to create multiple income streams, I'm going to show you how to build sustainable wealth. The kind that gives you control over your time, your money, and your future. So grab a notebook, because this might just be the most valuable financial lesson you'll ever hear. Most people spend their entire lives chasing financial stability, working harder, asking for raises, and waiting for opportunities. But real wealth, it's built intentionally. The wealthy don't rely on a single paycheck. They build systems. They create value that works while they sleep. And most importantly, they understand that money isn't earned once. It's earned again and again, through multiple channels. Your 9 to 5 is not the enemy. It's your launch pad. It gives you the stability, the resources, and the safety net to take smart financial risks, not reckless ones. So let's break the myth that you have to quit your job to be successful. Instead, let's learn how to use your job as a tool to build wealth outside of it. Here's a thought that might shock you. Your job should fund your freedom, not define your future. Every paycheck you earn can either make you more dependent on your employer or it can buy you independence. The difference lies in what you do with that paycheck. Because if your income stops when you stop working, you're not earning, you're trading. And that trade, my friend, has an expiration date. We need to break that cycle. Let's look at the foundation. Why multiple streams matter. According to data from the IRS and Credit Suisse, the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. Not because they're obsessed with making money, but because they understand one simple truth. Diversity protects wealth. If one stream dries up, the others keep flowing. If one market crashes, others rise. And if your 9 to 5 disappears tomorrow, you'll still have a financial safety net beneath you. That's the mindset shift right there. You're not just an employee. You're an architect of wealth. Now, before we dive into the how, I want you to pause and reflect on something. You already have skills, experiences, and opportunities that can be monetized. You just haven't structured them yet. That's what we'll build next. However, there are 4 main categories of income that form the foundation of financial independence. 1. Earned income. What you make from your job or active work. 2. Side income, small but scalable projects outside your job. 3. Passive income, money that flows even when you're not working. 4. Investment income, money earned from assets appreciating in value. Let's unpack each of these and how you can start building them without quitting your 9 to 5. Your job is your financial engine. Most people treat it like a burden, but in reality, it's your funding source for your future income streams. Here's how to maximize it. Negotiate your value. Ask for raises based on results, not time served. Eliminate lifestyle creep. When your income increases, don't inflate your spending. Redirect that extra cash into investments. Automate your savings. Before you spend, pay your future self first. Think of your paycheck as seed money. Every dollar you save and invest is a seed that can grow into a future income stream. Let me tell you about Daniel, a software engineer who thought he needed to quit his job to build wealth. He loved coding, but hated the corporate grind. Instead of quitting, he decided to use his evenings to build a side project, a simple productivity app. 6 months later, that app was generating $300 a month. A year later, it made $2,000 a month. By year 2, Daniel wasn't working for his job anymore. His job was working for him. He used his salary to fund his dream, and his dream replaced his salary. That's the power of building while you work. Your 9 to 5 pays the bills. Your side income builds your future. The key is to choose side streams that fit into your existing life, not ones that burn you out. Here are 5 proven options. 1. Freelancing your skills. Whatever you do at work, writing, design, accounting, management, someone online is willing to pay you for it. 2. Digital products. Create an ebook, online course or templates once, sell them forever. 3. Affiliate marketing. Recommend products you believe in and earn commissions. 4. Content creation. Build an audience around what you know, monetize later through sponsorships or merch. 5. Small service business. Something as simple as consulting, tutoring, or virtual assistance can generate $500 to $2,000 a month part-time. You don't need 10 side hustles, you need one that works. Then, master it. Remember, consistency beats complexity. Now let's look at passive income, making money while you sleep. Here's where things get interesting. Passive income isn't magic, it's momentum. It's the reward for building assets that continue to pay you long after the work is done. Think of passive income like planting trees. At first, you're just digging holes and watering seeds. But give it time, and suddenly those trees are producing fruit every season, without you lifting a finger. So, how do you start planting those trees? Here are several realistic paths. 1. Dividend-paying stocks. Buy shares of companies that reward shareholders with regular cash payouts. 2. Peer-to-peer lending. Invest small amounts in other people's loans and earn interest. 3. Rental properties or REITs. Real estate income without quitting your job or being a landlord. 4. Digital assets. YouTube channels, ebooks, templates, or online courses that continue to sell automatically. 5. Automated online stores, print on demand, or drop shipping models that can run with minimal oversight. Every one of these streams starts small, maybe a few dollars a month, but over time they grow. And when they compound, something incredible happens. You stop working for money, and money starts working for you. But here's the truth most people ignore. Passive income requires active effort up front. Too many people chase easy money, quick side hustles that fizzle out because they're built on greed, not value. Real wealth is built on patience, discipline, and systems. The mindset shift here is this. You're not chasing money, you're building machines that create money. And every machine you build gives you more freedom. Let's consider the investment income, turning money into a worker. Let's talk about the final stage of financial evolution, making your money earn money. When you invest, you're not just buying assets, you're buying freedom of time. Your dollars become employees that never sleep, never complain, and never take vacations. Here are 3 pillars to start with. 1. Index funds, the simplest, safest way to build long-term wealth. Low fees, diversified exposure, and automatic compounding. 2. Retirement accounts. Maximize your 401k or IRA if available. It's tax efficient and future-proof. 3. Alternative investments. Once you're stable, look into real estate, businesses, or startups, only with money you can afford to risk. Your investment strategy doesn't need to be complex. It just needs to be consistent. The earlier you start, the more time does the heavy lifting. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine waking up one morning knowing your bills are covered, not by your job, but by the systems you've built. Imagine your side income paying for your vacations, your passive income paying for your mortgage, your investments paying for your future children's education. This isn't fantasy. It's math plus mindset plus momentum. And the best part? You can start today. Not when you have more time, not when you have more money, but today, with what you already have. Because the biggest mistake most people make is waiting until conditions are perfect. The truth is, perfection is the enemy of progress. You don't need to see the whole staircase, you just need to take the first step. Now let's look at the breakdown of how to balance work and wealth building. Now let's get practical. You have a 9 to 5. You're tired after work. You have responsibilities, maybe even a family. So how do you build extra income streams without burning out? Here's the formula. Leverage your evenings, automate your mornings, and protect your weekends. That means spend just one focused hour each night on your chosen income stream. Automate your savings and investments so they run in the background. Use weekends for learning, creating, and strategy, not just escaping. Remember, consistency compounds. An hour a day is 365 hours a year. That's over 9 full work weeks of progress, all outside your job. It's not about working harder. It's about working smarter and strategically. Now let's get into the mindset of the wealth builder. Here's what separates the wealthy from the rest. They think long term. They're not addicted to instant gratification. They see every dollar as a soldier, either working for them or against them. So when you get paid, ask yourself, is this dollar building my future or funding my distractions? Because financial freedom isn't built in a day. It's built daily. The moment you start treating your money with respect, it starts multiplying. Now, how do you turn your skills into assets? When you think about wealth, stop thinking about dollars and start thinking about skills. Because the truth is, your skill set is your most undervalued asset. The world pays in proportion to the value you create, not the time you spend. And the fastest way to increase your income without quitting your 9 to 5 is to increase the value you can offer. Let's break that down. You already have marketable skills hiding inside your day job. Maybe you manage projects, solve problems, communicate clearly, or analyze data. Those same abilities, repackaged correctly, can become the foundation of an online course, a consulting offer, or a digital service. Think of it like this. If you can teach, you can build an audience. If you can solve a problem, you can sell a solution. If you can improve something, you can monetize that improvement. Start small. Pick one thing you know that makes people's lives easier or better. Then ask, how can I deliver this value digitally so it scales beyond my time? That single question is the bridge between being an employee and becoming an entrepreneur. Shift from worker to creator. Most people are trained to think like workers. Workers trade hours for income. Creators trade ideas for income. The worker's mindset asks, how much will they pay me? The creator's mindset asks, how much value can I create, and how many times can I get paid for it? This is the shift that transforms your life. Once you realize you can package your knowledge, your story, or your experience, you become limitless. You stop waiting for opportunities and you start creating them. We are living in the greatest financial era in human history. For the first time ever, the internet has democratized wealth creation. You don't need investors, fancy degrees, or big offices anymore. All you need is connection, clarity, and consistency. Here are 3 digital leverage models that thrive even for full-time employees. 1. Content leverage. Use platforms like YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, or a blog to share valuable insights from your professional or personal expertise. Every piece of content becomes a digital salesperson working for you 24/7. 2. Automation leverage. Use software tools, schedulers, AI writers, CRMs to handle the repetitive work. The more you automate, the more time you free to create and think strategically. 3. Community leverage. Build a small audience around what you know. A loyal following of 1,000 true fans can sustain an entire income stream. It's not about viral fame, it's about consistent value to the right people. Digital leverage turns hours into assets because once built, those systems don't sleep. Pause for a second. If you could build one online system that earned $500 a month while you slept, what would it be? Maybe it's selling your expertise. Maybe it's a small store. Maybe it's a channel like this one. Think about that number, $500. That's $6,000 a year. For some, that's a vacation fund. For others, that's a safety net. Now imagine stacking 3 of those systems. That's an extra $18,000 a year, built outside your 9 to 5. This isn't fantasy, it's math that starts with momentum. You don't need more hours, you need more energy clarity. The key to balancing your full-time job and your side wealth journey is understanding your rhythm. Ask yourself, when during the day are you most creative? When are you most analytical? When are you drained? Schedule your side income work during your creative peak, not your leftover time. Protect that window fiercely. Even 45 minutes of focused creation beats 3 hours of distracted scrolling. Your 9 to 5 can finance your dreams, but your evenings are where those dreams take shape. Every day you invest your energy intentionally, you build invisible momentum that compounds into visible wealth. Build systems around your money. Let's get even more practical. The wealthy automate what others procrastinate. Step 1. Separate your income streams. Open a new bank account for your side income. It creates clarity and motivates you when you see progress in a separate bucket. Step 2. Automate your investments. Set recurring transfers into index funds or high-yield savings. Automation removes emotion. Emotion is what breaks consistency. Step 3. Use the 70-20-10 rule. Live on 70%, invest 20%, give 10%. It builds wealth and perspective. Money without meaning becomes greed. Wealth with generosity becomes legacy. If this is sparking ideas for your next income stream, hit like right now, not for the algorithm, but as a personal commitment to yourself. Then drop a comment below. What system are you going to automate this month? Your action today could inspire hundreds of others who read your comment tomorrow. And of course, if you haven't yet, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next lesson in your journey to financial independence. Now let's expand on the habits that build wealth. We've talked about strategies and systems. Now let's talk about something even more powerful: habits. Because wealth isn't built by information, it's built by repetition. Every rich person you admire has a system of habits that protect and multiply their money. Their results aren't luck, they're the outcome of what they do daily. Let's look at 5 habits that create lasting wealth. 1. The habit of tracking. What gets measured gets managed. Track your income, expenses, savings rate, and progress every month, not to restrict yourself, but to reveal your financial truth. When you track, you see patterns. When you see patterns, you gain control. 2. The habit of learning. Money grows to the extent that you grow. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch educational videos. Feed your mind with knowledge that compounds. The moment you stop learning, your money stops growing. 3. The habit of delayed gratification. Wealth is built by those who can wait. Instant pleasure costs long-term peace. Hold back the impulse to upgrade everything the moment your income rises. Let your investments upgrade your lifestyle, not your emotions. 4. The habit of generosity. Money is energy. It flows when you let it. Giving creates gratitude, and gratitude keeps you grounded, even as your net worth rises. 5. The habit of reflection. Every month, sit down and ask, what worked? What didn't? What can I improve? That question is how millionaires refine their strategy and how beginners become experts. Wealth is not built in intensity, it's built in consistency. If you lost every dollar you had today but kept your habits, you'd rebuild everything. But if you kept your money and lost your habits, you'd lose everything. That's how powerful habits are. They are invisible at first, but unstoppable over time. Here's something you won't hear in most financial videos. The real war isn't in the market, it's in your mind. You can have the best investment strategy, but if your emotions aren't under control, you'll sabotage yourself. The wealthy don't make decisions emotionally, they make them mathematically. Let's explore 3 emotional traps that destroy wealth and how to escape them. Trap number 1. Fear of risk. Fear keeps you in comfort zones that pay you just enough to survive, but never enough to thrive. The key is to start small. Build confidence through controlled risks. Courage compounds like interest. Trap number 2. Comparison. Social media will always show you someone richer, younger, or more successful. But remember, comparison steals clarity. Your journey is not supposed to look like anyone else's. Stay in your lane. Build your foundation. Trap number 3. Impatience. We live in a culture of overnight success stories. but those stories hide years of invisible work. If you're doing the right things, give it time. The results will come. Money grows slow, then suddenly. Stay patient long enough to experience the suddenly. Let's talk about systems, the quiet engines behind every financial success story. A system is anything that saves you time, money, or energy while delivering consistent results. Here are 3 systems that will scale your income without quitting your job. 1. The automatic wealth funnel. Every paycheck, money flows automatically into 3 accounts: needs, rent, bills, essentials. Freedom, investments, savings, future growth. Joy, guilt-free spending for things that make life enjoyable. Automating this removes stress and builds stability. 2. The time block system. Create fixed time windows for creation, learning, and rest. Treat them like meetings with your future self, non-negotiable. Even one uninterrupted hour of focused creation each day can compound into thousands of hours across a decade. 3. The review system. Every quarter, review your finances like a business would. Ask, which income streams perform best? Where did I waste money or energy? What can I delegate or automate next? Operate like a CEO, not an employee, even if you're still in your 9 to 5. Imagine your life 5 years from now. Picture the version of you who has multiple income streams, no debt, and peace of mind. Now realize something profound. That person isn't separate from you. They're just you, with compound habits and consistent action. Every time you invest, save, or build a system, you're casting a vote for that future version of yourself. And every time you procrastinate or self-sabotage, you're voting against them. The question is, which version are you voting for today? If this message is speaking to you, pause and like this video right now. Not just as support, but as your declaration that you're choosing growth over fear. Comment below. What habit will you start building this week to move closer to financial freedom? And remember, subscribe and turn on notifications to join a global community of people who are done waiting and ready to build wealth with purpose. Because the next chapter of this series is all about designing your life around freedom, not survival. Finally, let's look at the financial identity, who you become when you build wealth. Before you ever earn more money, you must become the kind of person who can handle it. Financial success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. Your financial identity is the invisible thermostat controlling your wealth. If you secretly believe you don't deserve abundance, you'll always find a way to lose it. If you believe you're meant to manage wealth responsibly, you'll always find ways to multiply it. This is why so many lottery winners go broke and why self-made people stay rich even after setbacks. Because true wealth isn't stored in the bank, it's stored in your belief system. So start affirming your new financial identity daily. I'm a builder of wealth. I make money work for me. I attract opportunities through service and value. I am becoming the kind of person my future wealth requires. Say it until you believe it, and then act in alignment with it. You can't outperform your identity, but you can upgrade it, one decision at a time. Legacy. Why you build matters. There's a moment in every wealth journey when you stop chasing numbers and start asking why. Money alone won't satisfy you, purpose will. You see, true wealth isn't about flexing luxury, it's about creating legacy. Legacy is when your effort outlives your energy, when what you build continues blessing people long after you're gone. Maybe that means setting your kids up with knowledge you never had. Maybe it means creating jobs. Maybe it's building something meaningful online that continues to impact people for years. Legacy is wealth that outlasts time. Here's a question that'll stop you in your tracks. If you disappeared today, what financial systems would keep serving your loved ones tomorrow? Would your income streams continue to flow? Would your family be protected? Would your name stand for value, wisdom, and impact, or for stress and survival? This is not a question of fear, it's a question of vision. The people who build generational wealth think decades ahead. They plant trees whose shade they may never sit under, but their children will. That's legacy. The freedom blueprint. Freedom isn't just quitting your job, it's waking up and knowing your time is yours. To get there, you need 3 freedoms. 1. Financial freedom. Your money works for you. 2. Time freedom. You choose how to spend your days. 3. Purpose freedom. You do work that fulfills, not drains, your soul. You don't get all 3 overnight. You build them in layers. You start with small wins, $100 saved, $500 earned passively, 1 debt paid off. Each small victory gives you breathing room. Breathing room gives you confidence. Confidence builds momentum. And before you know it, you're living a life that once felt impossible. Most importantly, do not forget the discipline of abundance. We often think abundance means more, but in reality, abundance is focus. It's knowing exactly what matters and letting go of what doesn't. You don't need to buy everything. You need to master enough. Abundance is the peace of mind that comes when you're no longer chasing, you're choosing. It's when your money becomes a tool, not a master. And that's the real secret. The goal was never to escape the 9-to-5. It was to build freedom inside it. To use your paycheck as a tool for independence, not dependency. When you view your job as your investor, everything changes. Now pause. Take a deep breath. You started watching this video because something inside you whispered, there has to be more. And that whisper was right. More options, more peace, more control, more life. But more doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who build. You don't need to quit your job to change your life. You just need to start using your time and talent differently. Build your first stream, then your second, then your third. Not for greed, but for freedom. Not to prove something, but to become something. Because at the end of the day, financial freedom isn't about escaping work. It's about working on what truly matters. You. If this message spoke to you, if it reignited the fire to take charge of your future, then pause right now. Hit that like button, not for vanity, but as a personal promise to take action. Subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, and join thousands of others choosing to rewrite their financial story, one decision at a time. And remember, wealth isn't something you find, it's something you build, brick by brick, habit by habit, choice by choice, until one day you realize you didn't just build income streams, you built freedom. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending your time with us today. If you're serious about building a stronger financial future, make sure to check out our next video, The 7 Factors That Can Make You Financially Free. It's packed with insights to help you set yourself up the right way. Until then, stay focused, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next one.